Hey everyone, Maddie here, and today we're going to be going through a makeup tutorial on the look that you're currently seeing on your screen right now. If you haven't been able to figure it out, we will be using the Melisa Michelle and Ulta face palette. I'll be using some of the eyeshadows and the matte liquid lipstick that comes with the palette. So this is a look that you would be able to wear to something like a bridal shower, baby shower, wedding. It's pretty natural. It's nothing too over the top. I was actually getting ready for a bridal shower while filming this video. I was running late, which is why I did not have time to film an intro or an ending to the video, so we will just be sticking with the voiceovers for today. So if you guys want to see how to get this look with this palette, just continue to watch. So normally I do my eyebrows off camera. I started recording right towards the end, so that's kind of what you're seeing here is me finishing up my brows. I'm going to prime my eyes today with my concealer, my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I just put a little dot on there, and as always, I'm going to apply it all over my lid, up to my brow bone. A little bit goes a very long way with this concealer, so just apply a little dot if you're using it. I am, as always, going to take the lightest shade in the palette called Wheezy. It's the lightest matte shade, I should say. And I'm just going to apply that all over the lid just to set that concealer in place. Always set down your primer or concealer. Next, I'm going to go into the shade Tobo. I'm going to use that for my crease and transition shade in this look. Also, if you notice me talking a little bit during the video, that's just me talking to my boyfriend the whole time, so that's what that is. Now, I'm going to go into this middle shade here. It's called Bing Bing. And I'm just going to apply that to the outer corner and crease shade. The crease shade, oh my gosh, the crease of my eyelid. And I really just tap into that shade because, again, we're going for a natural look. I don't want it to be anything super crazy. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dip in to this middle shade on the last row called Rosemary. I'm going to apply that to the center and inner corner of my lid. I'm going to take a flat shadow brush and dip into this pretty shimmery shade called Lola. I'm not spraying any Fix Plus on it today. I know I normally do, but again, we're going for a more natural look, and I really didn't feel like this needed any Fix Plus on it. I thought it popped pretty good on its own. And I'll even show you, I don't know if you guys will be able to see, but there is a little bit of fallout with this color as well. So to prime my face today, I'm going to be using my Benefit POREfessional primer. The foundation I'm going to be using has a very dewy finish. So this primer, not only does it kind of help close up those pores a little bit, it has more of a matte finish. So I'm hoping with this and that foundation that I'm going to use that it's not going to make my skin look overly oily. And the foundation I'm using is my Maybelline Fit Me foundation. It is the Dewy and Smooth formula. I am in the shade Classic Ivory. And it definitely can look a little bit too oily. I have combination skin, so the days that my skin is leaning more on the oily side, I definitely notice that this is just way too much. I have to go with more of a matte finished foundation on those days. The nice thing about this foundation is that they do also make a matte formula. So shout out to Maybelline for giving us options. I think that that is a beautiful thing, especially since this is currently one of my favorite drugstore foundations right now. Super affordable. It has a really nice finish to it. And as I've been recording more and more makeup tutorials, I've been noticing a lot of things that I don't like about how I apply my makeup. This whole process over the past couple of weeks of filming videos has been very beneficial to me personally. I notice things that I want to work on. One thing that I particularly notice about this video is the shade of my foundation. So I do think that this shade maybe is a little bit too yellow for my skin. I might need to go a shade lighter. One thing that I also need to start experimenting with is blending foundations together to get my perfect shade. I didn't realize that you can do this until I saw Kathleen Lights doing this, and I just think that that's a beautiful thing. So if you don't feel like you can find a foundation in your shade, go ahead and try to mix some together, see if you can find your perfect shade. It's definitely possible to do that. So after I'm done blending in my foundation, you will find that I am going to go back in with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. And I'm going to start concealing, of course, on the areas that I would normally put concealer. Under my eyes, along the bridge of my nose, my chin, my forehead, etc. And another thing that I've been noticing is I do feel like I need to go a shade lighter with this concealer. Oh, I completely forgot I got makeup in my hair during this video. And that continued to drive me nuts over the course of the video. I couldn't stop looking at it. But when you are purchasing concealer, you want to be sure that your concealer is about 2 to 4 shades lighter than what your foundation is. Not only is the purpose of concealer to obviously conceal blemishes or any flaws that you may have, but it's also used as kind of a brightening effect, especially for under the eyes, along the middle of the forehead, and down the bridge of your nose. Those are all places that you would commonly want to have a brightening effect. And then that again leads me to why you would purchase your concealer about 2 to 4 shades lighter than normal. You never want your concealer to actually match your foundation. It doesn't have the same effect as it normally would. So I'm going to go ahead and set my concealer down with my Kat Von D Lock-It Setting Powder. This is translucent. It doesn't have like any shade or color to it, so that's why I particularly like this to set down my concealer. It can be a little bit drying, but I don't mind using it when my skin is a little bit more oily. After setting down my concealer, I am going to go ahead and do the rest of my face. I'm not going to do cream contour today. Surprise, surprise. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to put on a little bit of my bronze booster from Physician Formula. This is a really, really, really light bronzer. And also, I did kind of make like a fishy face with my lips while I was applying this. I only did that to kind of show you guys that that is a good way to find where your contour on your cheeks should be. Normally, I can kind of apply that now without, having to do that because I've done it so much. But if you're unsure of where to put the contour on your cheeks, that's a really good way to do that. I am going to go into my Kylie Birthday palette. And I'm going to go into that blush shade called Cheers. I was obsessed with this after using this in my last video. It is such a nice, cute, natural, like baby pink blush shade. And then for my highlighter, I'm going to use my Tarte Amazonian 12-hour highlighter. And this is in the shade Stunner, I believe. It's not like an overwhelming highlighter, but it's still there. And again, we're going for a more natural look today, as I've said a few times, so I don't want to go overboard on the highlighter. And yet, I still seem to like to put a lot of it on my upper lip. So there you have it with the face products. So to finish up the eyes, I'm going to go back into this Melisa Michelle palette. I'm going to take this dark brown shade called Harley, and I'm going to put this on my lower lash line. But I thought that once I put it on my actual eyes, that it kind of had a dark plum hint to it, which I actually really liked how it pulled this eye look together. Then, surprise, surprise, we're going to be going in with the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes Mascara. I think I've used this pretty much in all of my other videos so far. It is my favorite mascara. It gives such a beautiful length to your lashes without having to wear falsies. It's definitely my holy grail right now. So the next thing I'm going to do is go and take that matte liquid lipstick that's in the palette. And this is called, the shade is called Scandy, I believe it's pronounced. It's Scandy. And I actually really like this shade. If I was purchasing a liquid lipstick like on its own, these are definitely the types of colors and shades that I tend to lean towards. So I did really like the shade of this. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray, and I'm just going to use that to set my makeup today. Alright everybody, that's it for today. I do want to make a couple of final comments on the Melisa Michelle palette. Firstly, I have to say that after about an hour and a half of wearing the matte lipstick, it did tend to fade a little bit, but I also had lip gloss on, so that may have played a factor in it. I also was very pleasantly surprised with the shadows. When I swatched some of the matte shadows on my arm, some of them did appear to be a little bit sheer, but on the eyes I thought they looked a lot more pigmented and they blended together very nicely. So I do think this palette is worth $20. I do also plan on playing around with the highlighter and the blush, so stay tuned for another video using this palette. Other than that, I want to thank everybody so much for watching today. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please feel free to follow me on my other social media accounts. I have Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram. That information, as always, will be posted in the description box below. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and if you'd like to see more videos, please hit the subscribe button down below. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I really do hope that everybody has a wonderful day.